What's up, everyone? This is Mike from theparkprodigy.com, and on today's video, we are going to take a look at the ultimate comparison between the Walt Disney World Dolphin and Swan resorts. Now, these two are fan favorites, and we wanted to make sure that we dove into the details and gave you guys as much useful information as possible. And if you do stick around until the end of this video, we will fill you in on how the Park Prodigy can help save you an additional $50 on your Walt Disney World vacation package. If you are in the process of planning your Disney vacation, you know that choosing the right hotel for that can be extremely tough. Now, this is especially true when you are deciding if you might want to stay off-site or if you want to stay on-site at Walt Disney World. Now, one of our favorite choices has always been the Walt Disney World Dolphin and the Swan resorts. Now, these two luxury hotels are owned by Marriott, but they are centrally located in the middle of Walt Disney World, and they are within minutes to two of the most popular parks, being Epcot and Hollywood Studios. Now, although the Dolphin and the Swan are not owned by the Walt Disney Company, both resorts do offer the same perks that you would get if you stayed at one of the Disney resorts, and that's why they are so popular. We're talking about some of those perks, such as the free Disney transportation system, and also at the same time, while they are sister resorts, they do have a lot in common, but they also have a lot of differences, which we're going to cover in this video. And one of the main reasons why we wanted to do this video was we have done a couple of videos regarding the Dolphin and the Swan individually, and a lot of you at home have had a few questions, so we wanted to just take some time to kind of look at them, compare them. And I also said in one of our videos, word on the street is the Swan is the nicer of the two resorts, and I don't really know where that's coming from, but we did do a little bit of research, and it turns out that the Walt Disney World Swan is technically considered the Westin under the Starwood brand, while the Dolphin is considered a Sheraton. Now, just to confirm, Starwood is owned by Marriott, so that's the connection there. But I guess that's why people, kind of consider one to be nicer than the other. But we're gonna dive in and we're gonna kind of come up with an answer to see if that really is the case. I said on the last video, I don't think there's any difference between the two. And I said if you can get the Dolphin at a cheaper price, my opinion would be go with the Dolphin at a cheaper price. But hey, let's look at the details. So in order to help you guys compare which one is the best fit for your next Disney vacation, we're going to take a look at 5 different things that we think would be super, super important. And starting off hot, you guys already know that I love locations of the hotels. I talk about it nonstop. I think location is such an important part of planning your Disney vacation. And as we discussed, the Swan and the Dolphin resorts are situated in the exact same location. So there's really not too much of a difference there, but we are going to dive in and maybe a little nitpick a little bit. Both are nestled between Hollywood Studios and Epcot, and the Swan Resort is only a few hundred feet away from the Dolphin. Therefore, when you're talking about walking to the parks or taking transportation, the travel times and the distances to the theme parks are pretty much identical. They are exactly the same, right? But one of the things that people enjoy is the Swan is actually a little bit smaller than the Dolphin. So from a walking distance, I've read this online, walking distance from the lobby to your room is a little bit shorter. So in that regard, we have to give the edge to the Swan. But I mean, if you're planning your first trip, and I would say that that's something that you're reading online and you're like, oh, that seems like really, really interesting and cool. Guys, you are going to be doing so much walking on your Disney trip, honestly. That is like, I don't even know. That's like, eating a vanilla sundae and saying that you're not going to have the cherry on top because it's too many calories. I don't see the benefit there, but hey, I just wanted to mention it because I thought that was pretty funny. All right, so moving on to the rooms. So a minor difference between the two resorts is the number of rooms which guests can book. Now, the Swan Resort has 758 rooms, where the Dolphin Resort has 1,509 rooms, and that obviously has to do with the fact that that hotel is bigger, walking distance, all that good stuff, right? So the guest room themes are pretty similar, with the Contemporary having a nautical kind of palette color, and the Dolphin color palette is more of the shades of blue, silver, white, right? I would say the Swan has more of a relaxing blue and gray vibe, which I have all over my house, so maybe I just kind of go towards that. But both resorts do kind of offer the same type of rooms. We did a room review on the Dolphin. You can 100% go and check that out if you're curious what the rooms look like. But taking it one step further, the types of rooms, there's pretty much 4 types of rooms at each resort. We have the traditional room, the resort view, the Grand Deluxe, and the Grand Family Deluxe. There are also several suites available for guests, such as the Junior Suite, Executive, and Presidential Suite. So let's take a look at the traditional rooms very, very quickly. The traditional room, we got 2 queen beds or 1 king bed at the Swan. At the Swan, we also have the 1 king bed plus the 1 sofa bed. At the Dolphin, we have 2 double beds or 1 king. So I guess the Swan kind of has a little bit more to offer with those king beds, again, because it's considered the prestige room. But as far as size goes, guys, the Swan's coming in at 340 square feet and the Dolphin's coming in at 360 square feet. So I guess the Dolphin would get the edge as far as the room size. Now, we brought this up, and I think for the value, and we're going to jump into price in a little bit, you get so much more out of the Dolphin and the Swan as far as room size compared to the price looking at the Disney value resorts, right? But if you're just comparing these two, I would say the edge has to go to the Dolphin. You get those extra 20 square feet, it looks like. So big shout out for anyone who's looking to do lunches or anything like that. You need the extra space, go with the Dolphin. Now we're also gonna touch base on the bathrooms. Big shout out to my friends who made fun of me on my last room review. They said I explained it like no one's ever been to a hotel before. But hey, listen, if we're comparing the walking distance between the lobby to the rooms, this stuff is obviously very important to everyone at home, and I want to make sure that we do touch base on it. So they are very, very similar. Once again, I don't really see any winner here in regards to the bathrooms. From what I could see, though, the glass enclosed showers at the Swan is probably a little bit nicer, but you do have the shower tub combination at both hotels upon request. Some of the other cool room features that we do want to touch base on. Luckily, all rooms are non-smoking at this point. I'm pretty sure everywhere in the US is non-smoking at this point. You do have the safe, ironing board, single serve Mr. Coffee cup, which we gave a huge shout out to on that room review, in-room mini fridges, clock radios, individual climate controls. That is the list. So now we're going to jump on to something that we know is super, super important, and that is the restaurant. So one of the biggest differences between the two resorts is the different dining options, but that's cool for a couple different reasons. And both of them do offer an array of cuisines, from Italian to Japanese to traditional steakhouses. Now, over at the Swan Resorts, we do have 5 different kinds of restaurants for guests to enjoy, and our favorite option is the character breakfast between the two resorts called Garden Grove. Now, during this breakfast, you guys can meet Pluto and Goofy, and you get to enjoy a breakfast buffet. Some of the other notable restaurants at the Walt Disney World Swan are Il Molino, Kimonos, Java Bar, and Splash Grill and Deli. Now, switching over to the Dolphin, we're going to take a look at some of the different options they have over there. They actually have 7 different restaurants. Makes a lot of sense because that hotel is so much bigger. One of the most important restaurants that we do have to touch base on is the award-winning Todd English Blue Zoo. Now, if you are looking for some other options, they do have Shula Steakhouse, Peekaboo, I don't know if I pronounced that right, The Fountain, Fresh Mediterranean Market, Cabana Bar, and Beach Club, and then the Lobby Lounge. So now when you're looking at the restaurants, I would obviously think that this is just a plus in general. I don't know if you'd really necessarily have to pick one or the other to enjoy them. You obviously don't. The only thing that might be a benefit is maybe late night when you guys are coming back from the parks, or really early morning. But again, I think I touched base on this during a video. The location of the Swan and the Dolphin is, you can't get a better location as far as restaurants. You have obviously right here, we did 7 plus 5. We got 13 different restaurants for you guys to enjoy just between these two hotels. And what I said in the other video we did is you can easily walk to the Walt Disney World Boardwalk. So that means you have access to all of the restaurants at the Walt Disney World Boardwalk hotels. And we're talking Disney Boardwalk, the Disney Yacht Club, and the Disney Beach Club. So you guys have access to so many different restaurants by just staying at these hotels. My opinion is, don't make the decision based off of just that. If we have to give an edge to someone, though, we are going to go with the Dolphin. Now, taking it one step further, and this is something that's obviously very important in deciding if you should stay on-site or off-site, and that is the price. Now, both resorts are pretty much around the same price, and they really start at $250 a night on most nights. Now, recently the Swan got a bit more expensive because they obviously do have lesser amount of rooms, and that means lesser rooms are available. Now, booking through the Swan or the Dolphin, there is a mandatory resort fee, and we touched base on this in our last video as well. That resort fee is $35 a night. It's super important that you do know that going in, because that will obviously impact how much you have to spend on your resort stay. You know, that's going to be an extra $35 a night, which could be easily on a 7-night vacation. And don't hate me, I'm never good at math, but I think that's over $200. You know, even if it's not, it's still going to be a significant amount of money for your trip. Now, that's going to cover any of the amenities that we talked about. And then there's also a parking fee that you have to consider when staying at these resorts. Now, if you have preferred parking, car or motorcycle, that's going to be $45 to $50 per day. Standard parking, though, is $25 per day, and that's pretty much the same across the board at any Disney resort you stay at this point. Some of them are a little bit more expensive. That's the average. And then when you have the oversized vehicles such as campers, trailers, RVs, and the limos, big shout out to Aerosmith. Maybe not so much longer, RIP to Aerosmith, and Rock and Roller Coaster, that's going to be about $30 a day. So as far as price, again, guys, I said I didn't really see the big difference between the two hotels. If you get a better price at either one of these hotels, and I said the Dolphin is probably the cheaper of the two, right? That's probably almost always going to be the case because of the amount of availability, supply and demand. There's just so many more rooms. I would just stay at the Dolphin. I don't see the big difference, and you guys can see now there's actually a lot that, now that we've broken it down, there's probably a lot more that you get from staying at the Dolphin. So, you know, as far as taking a look at the price and comparing everything that they come with, and when you look at the amenities between the two are exactly the same. Everything we've been discussing is exactly the same between the two. And then on top of it, some of the other things that come to mind, right? The wireless internet, the unlimited access to the health clubs, 24 hours over at the Dolphin Health Club, complimentary Swan paddle boat rentals, complimentary daily scheduled fitness classes, recreational resort and pool activities. Then you guys, just like we just been discussing, you get the free transportation, water taxis to the parks every 15 to 20 minutes. They start 1 hour before the park opens. So in case you guys are morning birds, you could definitely take advantage of that. At the same time, we did mention though that you can walk over to Epcot. You could definitely, if you're up for it, take a walk over to Hollywood Studios. It's about a 15-minute walk. And then you also have the Disney buses, which are going to take you to the Magic Kingdom and Disney Animal Kingdom. And the most important thing, when you're coming back at night, no matter how you're getting back, you are being able to stay at an on-site resort, which is something that we love, and it is super convenient. You won't have to go off-site to get back to your hotel. And that's pretty much it. I think the winner was pretty clear. I really hope that this video takes off, because I kind of want to be the one stating that I don't think that everything online is true, that the Swan is nicer than the Dolphin, or maybe that the Swan is a better value than the Dolphin. I think the Dolphin, without a doubt, is the hotel to go, especially if you guys are trying to get the biggest bang for your buck. You know, I have to say, I'm actually really impressed now that we did this video. I have to give a huge shout out to the Walt Disney World Dolphin Resort. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to our channel. We're going to be doing a lot more videos like this, a lot more comparisons. I think it's super helpful for everyone involved, including me and my vacation planners, to get a little bit more knowledge on what is going on at the parks. And if you guys are in the process of planning a Walt Disney World vacation, and if you do need a little additional help, we would love to help you out. You can go check out our website and take advantage of any of the free vacation planning tools that we have on the site. That is theparkprodigy.com. And if you do want to save, like I said earlier in this video, email me, mike@theparkprodigy.com. Let me know that you watched the Dolphin versus Swan video, and we will give you an additional $50 off your next Disney World vacation. And even if you don't book at the Dolphin or the Swan, if we help you book at any Disney on-site resort, you will get $50 off your vacation package. Just to confirm, you do have to book it with us, the Park Prodigy, to take advantage of that. But we would love to help you guys out, and we really appreciate you checking out this video. I think that's all the time we have for today. Until next time, I will talk to you soon.